today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles Justice League Gods and Monsters number 2, Superman. Number 2, wait a minute, Spot, wait a minute. Why are you doing figure number 2 first? Well, I wanted to have a look at Superman first. Superman comes with 10 pieces and shares a very similar release as the Batman Animated Series treatment figures, where he has the character turnaround display stand and interchangeable hands. The back of the package features figure number 1, which is Batman, figure number 2, which is Superman, figure number 3, which is Wonder Woman. It says collect them all, and hopefully we will get more of the Gods and Monsters figures. Down below we have DCComics.com. You can also go to ComicShopLocator.com, which I've said, I'm sure, on numerous occasions that Comic Shop Locator actually helped me find the comic book store that I go to now all the time, which is actually where I picked up these figures. So there is irony for you. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, however, we're going to get a better look at Justice League Gods and Monsters, figure number 2, Superman. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Before we have a look at the Superman figure, let's have a look at the display stand that comes with them. It's a Justice League Gods and Monsters Superman turnaround, character turnaround. Same sort of release as the Batman Animated Series treatment figures. Including, oh, there he goes, including the adjustable neck and waist clip that can adjust on Superman. I still feel like these are a little too on the long side, but always enjoy that they come with display stands, especially these figures, as you've seen already. Very small feet, and they tend to have a tough time standing, so these always come in handy. Also, more the adult collectors, I think they look nice on display stands and just kind of have them lined across your shelf. Put that to the side. Superman's other accessories include a bunch of hands, some flight hands, flat palm flight hands. He comes with 2 of those. And he comes with a couple of more grabbing hands. Doesn't come with any other accessories. You can kind of have him more as if he's grabbing something, or kind of have the hands tipped up. The default hands in his hands sockets right now are more partially closed hands. They elude the fact that they would look like they should come with accessories. Again, Superman comes with nothing else other than said display stand. The figure itself, really like it. I think the designs, if you can kind of look at it as an Elseworlds story, which really is what it is, it's nice to see interesting new designs for characters that we know so well. Sure, yes, this is not Superman for what people... If you were to close your eyes right now, would you envision this as the Superman? No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. However, for an Elseworlds story, I really like the look of Gods and Monsters Superman here. He still has things of Superman nature, i.e. the blue and red. Face-wise, well, you could be the judge as to whether you perceive this to be a Superman figure. It does look like Superman, of course, with an added goatee. Looks like he would be in the mirror universe of Star Trek. It seems every time you have a goatee, you're automatically evil. He's got big, broad eyebrows. Still the blue eyes that you come to expect with Superman. And he's got a long trench coat. Very much in the same vein as the Scarecrow, a little more on a pristine end of it. Got some sculpted in shoulder areas there as well. It's, again, a really neat looking take on Superman. I have to really commend DC Collectibles for taking chances on figures. You know, as we get more and more toy companies that seem to want to continue to scale back what they see as risk releases, you know, and I'm talking like the big name companies, they want to release something that's safe. They want to release something that, as a Transformers collector, will probably agree to. You know, it's so easy just to find something that you can incorporate the same mold for and just churn out and churn out and churn out the same figures, different heads maybe, but the same body molds. DC Collectibles takes big gambles when releasing figures, because you may not pick this figure up thinking, well, hey, that's not really Superman, unless you follow the Gods and Monsters animated series, which I have to recommend if you have not seen it. Do check it out, because it's just different. But like this particular Superman thinks outside the box. And really, so does DC Collectibles. They take gambles on figures that may potentially sit on pegs because nobody really knows. Even speaking with a comic book individual that was working there, I speak to him on a regular basis, he even said taking gambles on figures, buying these figures and putting them on pegs are always a risk because somebody coming in may want just a Superman figure. They may walk right by this particular figure because he just doesn't look like Superman. So again, a virtual hat can be tipped to DC Collectibles. When it comes to Superman's posability, his head is on a ball joint, which moves up and down, left and right, a little more on the hindered side. Shoulders hinge out, seem to have no issues there. By the way, this whole trench coat is a rubber appliance. So even like moving arms, they don't seem obstructed by the very broad shoulders. He's got a bend in the elbow. He can also rotate the forearm all the way around. He has a rotation all the way around and hinge on the hand. When it comes to his waist, well, his waist doesn't appear to have any sort of posability to it. They basically have sculpted from the neck all the way down to the crotch area of Superman. His legs go forward, back, and out. Same joint, in fact, the exact same construction as the animated series figures. Finally, he's got a hinge in the knee, which doesn't really bend all that much. He's got a rotation in the foot, slight pivot. This is one of those hard figures where looking at the figure, I think sculpt-wise, it's a beautiful looking piece. Does it look like Superman? Can I really say, hey, if you're a Superman fan, pick it up? Because at the end of the day, if you look at this figure, you may not think it screams Superman. But that's what I really love about these Elseworld stories. It kind of gives us a fresh new take on classic characters that we've grown up and loved so much. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Collectibles Justice League Gods and Monsters. We're looking at figure number 2, Superman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have a look at the other 2 figures from this set. Those videos will be heading your way right around the corner. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.